Hello Taurus, this is going to be your April 2021 forecast. We're going to use the tarot, but we are going to use astrology too. I'm going to even pull some oracle cards. We've got a big bit going on actually in the sign of Taurus for April. Mid-month, 15th of April, Venus will enter its home sign of Taurus. Happy days. Joining Uranus there, which has been doing its thing in Taurus for a few years now. Nothing major happening with Uranus. But then on the 20th of April, the Sun and Mercury join the party in Taurus, and they will enter that sign, your home sign. So for Taurus rising, a lot of activity in the first house in the month of April. Let's get into these cards. So what I'm going to do, I'll structure it like this, Taurus. I will pull some cards for the past now, clear it up, see what's been going on. Then we'll look at the present energies. Then we'll look at the future energies coming up. And I will show you these cards and how they're all coming out too. But first of all, let's see. I think we're ready to pull some cards. What's been going on in, let's take it to March. What's been going on in the last 4 to 6 weeks with Taurus majorly? And remember, Taurus, the energy on these readings, like time, fluid. So take what resonates today as it does and leave the rest. 5 of Pentacles. So right away we have Taurus energy coming through with Mercury and Taurus. Okay. Princess of Pentacles, which is sometimes the Page of Pentacles. You were kind of, I think, wanting to invest in something or do something and start something new. Knight of Swords. But yes, it seems like there was a lack of maybe money, maybe a lack of confidence. But you did really want to start something new, take action on something that you don't have that much experience in yet. You have experience in some aspect of it, but not all, if that makes sense. So there might have been hesitancy or some money issues could have come up that were kind of stopping you. Before clearing up more, let's just look at what's coming up in the present energies around Taurus for the month of April 2021. Taurus for April 2021. Ooh, the Emperor. Now that's what I like to see, like stepping into this power. Okay, great. And the Star, beautiful energy, beautiful rejuvenation of spirit, mind, body, soul, feeling optimistic again. 4 of Pentacles. So we see money is coming up again, but I think you've got a hold on things now, thankfully. Emperor card is the card for Aries. Before Venus leaves the sign of Aries to enter Taurus, its home sign, on the 15th of April. It's been cruising through first 2 weeks of April. It'll be in Aries in Taurus rising's 12th house. So Taurus rising in particular, you may feel this desire to be alone and confined and thinking about your mental health and just kind of like reevaluating or just spending time alone. And then by the 15th of April, you're like ready for a makeover basically. So that's a really good, anytime after the 15th of April, Taurus rising in particular, a Venus transit through your home sign is a time where you're looking extra good, feeling extra good. It's a great time to, if you wanted to experiment with doing something a little bit more radical with your look, like a hair change or something. Okay, but look, let's go. I digress. Let's look at what's coming up, future energies, and then I'm going to clear these up with more cards and see what's going on, dive deeper into those. Okay, so coming up end of April, let's go into May. It'll be your birthday season by then, Taurus. What's going to be going on? So I've got the King of Cups, which is really nice, embodying kind of a state of calm and just like inner contentment. The Devil card. Okay, so let's see what else is coming up. The 3 of Cups. Oh, there might be an opening by the end of the month, Taurus, for you to forgive and let bygones be bygones. Something that had been keeping you trapped or stuck and sort of residual energy that you're ready to let go of in the best possible way. Bottom of the deck, the Ace of Pentacles. I'm going to see if this comes up again, actually. I'll leave it in the deck, but this does present a new offer or new opportunity for something, a new path in life to come up, or something you hear about that sounds like, yeah, that's a bit of me. I could work with that by the end of the month. Okay, so let's see, what do we have? 5 of Pentacles, Princess of Pentacles, Knight of Swords. You had been wanting to get going on something, but, you know, it started off in March, like, you know, everything was all good, like, you know, all steam ahead. And then suddenly you realized, like, I don't know if we have the resources for this. I don't even think that you thought you had the confidence to do this. There's like sort of feelings of failure cropping up and kind of like seeping into what you want to do currently. Because we start with that Lord of Material Trouble, that's called. And look, we have your Taurus Taurus horns here, the bull horns. So like you had been feeling strong on something, but this new beginning energy, like you almost felt like you were about to start learning something new, that you were, yeah, I see like kind of sudden arrival, sudden departure with the Knight of Swords in the month of March, like something that might have actually resulted in stress because of that. But we have this sense of being empowered, the Emperor, the Star, Four of Pentacles then in the month of April, which I really do think is going to be very true for Taurus, and especially Taurus rising, because well, really either any sun sign Taurus, moon sign Taurus, whatever it is, because we have the Sun and Mercury entering the sign of Taurus together on April 20th. So if we think of the Sun as our purpose basically in life, and it talks about our destiny, why we're here, our sun sign, so then Mercury is all about information processing and clarity and understanding and communication. So the Sun and Mercury together entering the sign of Taurus on April 20th bring clarity of purpose. So I think like entering your season, Taurus, this year, your birthday season, you already know what you want. Emperor card. Very sure about what it is that you want, very sure about what it is that now that you deserve, because you've kind of felt like with the Star card, like you've tended to all of these issues and really sensed like you felt like rejuvenation and optimism restored around certain situations in your life. So you're feeling very empowered, and money is looking good. It seems like you have a need to hold on to money. Lord of material trouble in the past, and then we have Lord of earthly power. So that's a contrast in terms of resources and finances, Taurus, for you. The money worries of March don't seem to be here in April, which is good. It looks like you have better, like you've learned how to budget better at least. King of Cups, the Devil card, and the Three of Cups coming up. So before clearing these up with more cards, I will say that there is a feeling of stuck emotionally. It could be something separate now we're dealing with end of April going into May. I'm seeing themes of feeling bogged down emotionally, Taurus, feeling even trapped by another person's emotions or another person's issue. Then emotions are opening up towards the latest part of the month, and the end card of our reading is the Three of Cups. We're finding a way to soothe. We're finding a way to open up for forgiveness. So I think we got to clear that up and see what more we can learn about that. Before that, why don't you look at these cards, Taurus? And I'm going to I'll just pull a card from this oracle here to ground this reading again before moving on and clearing up some more cards. So Chinese Goddess of Compassion deck I have here, Kuan Yin. And from this deck, I want to pull a card now as a message from Taurus's most compassionate self to them. One card for Taurus from their most compassionate highest self to them. So this is called the Veil of Shadows. And I could be right in saying that this is the very last card, the Veil of Shadows. Oh, well, it's not the very last, it is the penultimate. Okay, so the veil, the Veil of Shadows could be nearing the end of a cycle with something, Taurus. A lotus blossoms with deep rich mud into which she plunges her roots and draws great nourishment. From this mud made of water and earth, growth happens and great beauty is revealed. Your soul lotus thrives through depth of emotion and aliveness of your body, into which she can plant herself and unfold as a lotus of light. So it's almost like your soul is blossoming, Taurus. So it says here that just like a plant that outgrows the pot in which it has been planted and requires more soil to spread its roots and continue growing, your soul lotus needs some more mud, some more water and earth energy so that it can grow and shine. In the spiritual world, all things serves, everything including our darker emotions and parts of the body which we may not think are acceptable. They are actually good nourishment for our soul. So it's kind of like that energy, right, Taurus, of like everything being a lesson in life, the negative and the positive. Both are blessings even. Bad times are blessings as they don't seem it at the time, of course. They make us appreciate the good times, and we're here to grow and evolve. That's what the soul is here on this earth to do. It isn't just here to live a life and get through day by day and YOLO and everything like that. We're here to evolve, and challenges come up. So it does see like you're in a period of evolution, and You know, if there does seem like there are more negative or harsher or like bogging down muddy energies around you, I guess take it as a message, Taurus, that your soul is truly thriving at the same time. Let's keep looking. I think we should pull some more cards and clear this up. First row, what do we need to know about the Five of Pentacles, Princess of Pentacles, Knight of Swords for Taurus? Clarify that. Okay, Taurus, what do we have? We have got Eight of Pentacles, which is often work related or like, you know, focus related at least, and the Eight of Wands. So two eights here side by side, Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Wands. Big change actually occurred towards the end of March for you, Taurus. Like momentum actually started to occur. Things that you were worried about in terms of how you'll have the resources for this, or even just the confidence or motivation or get up and go. They started to you started to transpire that even if you tried to fight things at the start of the month, Taurus, in last month, even if you were trying to resist, it was like, this is happening for you anyway. We're seeing movement happening, synchronized events taking place, everything just beginning to fall into place. Actually, probably pretty suddenly, like going from 0 to 100 and change again and again for you, Taurus. It's like this pattern has been coming up for Taurus. It's like you'll be going really slowly on something and then it'll take off really quickly and it's almost overwhelming, and then it totally slows down again, then another quick tumble, and you're like, can I get some consistency around here? Can I just get into a flow and a pattern right now? And it just doesn't seem like until April you are, by mid-month, you are cruising at like a very steady speed and a steady consistent pace, I think. Let's look at that, because 4 is about stabilization basically after movement, which I see a lot of movement took place towards the end of March again for you. Work good, communication good, networking. If you were waiting on information to come your way, it looks like you received it. You received everything you needed to know. Let's look at the Emperor, the Star, and the Four of Pentacles. Very strong and really beautiful energy coming up for your month in April, Taurus, actually. Venus in the home sign, cruising through Taurus, loving there. I think, you know what, you're probably looking and feeling much better and more healthy this month. Yes, definitely the health is coming through. Like you're feeling more empowered. You're feeling like your body had been through the mill, or your mind had been through the mill, and now you're like recuperating. You've got your energy here, Taurus, of course, which is the Hierophant card. So this is filled with your imagery on this card, Taurus, and that is the card that represents Taurus in this. So what are we saying? We're just saying empowered. Aries season with the Emperor card, followed directly by Taurus season with the Hierophant card. April is your month, whether you're an April Taurus or a May Taurus. Taurus season looks like it's going to be lit, illuminated. The Star card is like we are healing ourselves, Taurus. And then we've also got, the Ace of Pentacles. So that was the card that at the beginning I said, I'll put it back in. We'll see if it reveals itself again. I had a feeling that it would. And this is about this new beginning. So some new chapter, you're working with a mentor this month in April. You're working with a mentor in Taurus season. You're working with the guru or somebody that's like giving you like life coaching, or just somebody, if it's not like not their of like official professional capacity, you look up to this person. They have a lot of life experience that you find very valuable to you perhaps right now, and very opportune. This person or this kind of networking, and whoever you had linked up with, you think, okay, they could really do something for me and create a new pathway for me through collaboration or just advice, or even just some sort of guidance coming through. But basically you have great control in the direction of your life in April is what I'm seeing. Whatever you want, you have resources built up, and you have a nice savings account, or you're sitting on a little nest egg to use to create more, but also to take you on another path in life, I think. Let's look up and clear the King of Cups, the Devil card, and the Three of Cups. So this energy is going to the future. I think it's something that looks like this is another issue. I'm going to take it as. I'm seeing this theme coming up end of April going into May. We're going to clear up this last row. So Taurus, you could be feeling themes like, oh, magician card. Okay, so like I have to do everything myself, kind of an energy, the hanged man. Yeah, very solo energy. Wow. And then we have the Empress at the bottom of the deck. So, you know, like really three major arcana cards coming up for me around the energies around the end of the month, Taurus. Venus, which is the ruler of the Empress, which is also Taurus, your ruler. And Venus will be in your sign, but leaving, you know, getting ready to also leave. So your values will have been reassessed come the end of the month. And it looks like for some reason, like friendship is becoming a value towards the end of the month, hanging with friends, being around friends, sisterhood, sorority, fraternity, even brotherhoods, like really like committees, like it's more than just a group of friends. Like if you're part of like some sort of an organization, a committee, like learning from each other is coming up in a huge way. You feeling like, you know, that I think like you want to indulge or something. There's a lot of like potential drinking coming up here. King of Cups, the devil, the Lord of Abundance, like, and the Empress is abundance, daughter of the mighty ones. Like these both cards are just such abundant, but it can be indulgence too. And the Empress is sitting on her throne. King of Cups is usually pictured sitting. So we can see a lot of sitting. Maybe, you know, maybe we want to get some movement going again, Taurus, in the health department. I'm seeing that for health coming up, that maybe just like some movement is necessary. The Magician and the Hanged Man. So you are really inspired to create, and I think like, so Mercury rules this card here. We see it here on the on the Magician. So Mercury will still be in the sign of Taurus by the end of the month, going into May. Even Mercury will still be there, and that is all about information processing. But basically, what you want to say, Taurus, this month is going to be received loud and clear. There's not going to be any mixed messages. Mercury is stationed direct. Mercury in Taurus is like, you know, like very, what you say is what you mean. Like there's no, you know, there's no vagueness. You know, Taurus and Mercury can be, even if a little bit like methodical, like, and careful with how they communicate and sure about what they communicate. A lot of thought has gone into what they say and what they mean to say. So I really do sense that for you. There might be important conversations coming up for you, Taurus, around the end of the month, where you have to, there's been a situation for some Taurus, this is going to apply, where there's been like this sort of feeling of being stuck and stagnated. The Devil card, trapped, almost restricted, with the Hanged Man not moving at all. But becoming enlightened as to what needs to change in your life, Taurus. Slowly but surely you're kind of realizing like, yeah, I need to make the changes. I'm not ready to make the changes, but I know I need to make the changes for my own sake and to bring in more abundance. And abundance can look like greater health, greater, you know, living situation, more money, more financial abundance, more emotional abundance, just connection with others, like new friends, or just connection with your current existing friends, or family, kind of things like that. So that's what's coming up in a big way as well, Taurus, this month. You're going to be enlightened by the end of the month, either way, to all that is possible for you, becoming aware of what it is that you can create. I think, Taurus, that there's some little skill set that you're not fully utilizing, that you have in your arsenal, that you feel like you feel like you have no power over it. But I feel like there's such a contrast between powerless and feeling empowered by the end of the month. And what is going to help you feel more empowered is realizing the skills that you have that you're underutilizing, that are going to be so valuable for you going forward. And what might keep you feeling powerless, like the Devil card, looking at this King of Cups that comes right before it, that can be kind of, if any of you are like maybe overindulging, 3 cups, drinking too much, eating too many sugary things, or staying up too late, and addictive behaviors, whatever addiction looks like in your life, could be just to an emotional pattern, or addiction to another person, or a substance, whatever it may be. That's where we're falling back, and like that's what's basically what comes before the devil is what's kind of holding us back and keeping us trapped, and what comes after the devil is our tool to get out of it. So For some, this looks like forgiveness to me. For some, if it isn't like something that you're addicted to keeping you locked down, it's like addicted to the cycle of like maybe victim mentality, Taurus, where it's like that was all that person's fault. But maybe you could see where you could forgive yourself and others and move forward, Three of Cups, into a more enlightened and like, you know, masterful and like, what would I say? Not dominant, but like having more control and agency in your life is what I'm seeing there. Taurus, that is going to be the reading I have for you for April 2021. It's going to be your birthday season 2 so, very soon, Taurus. So enjoy April, and all those April Tauruses, happy birthday. I will see you again in May for your May 2021 reading here on YouTube. But I will actually, in the meantime, have a love and relationship reading out for you this month, Taurus, focused just on those themes in particular. If you like this reading, feel free to hit subscribe so that you don't miss out and you can see my next one. Thank you. Bye.